everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. Today's video is going to be kinda like a really late 2-month no-buy update. We're actually getting really close to the 3-month mark and I'm supposed to update this project or this no-buy monthly, but yeah, I don't know what happened that we are so late. Anyways, in the end of March I started no-buy slash low-buy. It's really a hybrid, but at least this year I'm going to call it a no-buy to keep myself on a right mindset. But I do have 3 rules for this no-buy. 1, it is a beauty replacements only no-buy with €20 replacement budget per month. 2, for my birthday in the beginning of June and for Black Friday I do have an additional €50 budget for non-replacements. So if there's something that I really want or if I feel there is a gap in my collection, that is my chance to get it. And then 3, this is a clothing low buy. I'm allowed to buy 2 pieces of clothing or accessories a month, no matter if it's something that I just want but don't necessarily need, or if it is something practical that I actually need. And also it doesn't matter if it is new or second hand. Now I'm filming this video really late. It's actually June 22nd, so we are getting really close to the 3-month mark of this no-buy. I still wanted to film this video, but I am going to be doing things a little bit differently this time because I am so late. And because it was my birthday in the beginning of June 2nd to be exact, I'm in this video going to only focus on my birthday. I'm going to share with you the overall feelings that I have about this system right now, and then I'm going to share with you everything that I got for birthday. I got something for myself, but I also got gifts from other people, so all of that I'm going to share with you today. However, what I'm not going to share with you, what I typically share in these update videos, are any replacements that I made in May or clothing purchases. Those I am going to save to the next no-buy update video, which might be in just a couple of weeks. So that will be a combination of May and June beauty replacements and clothing purchases. But today we are focusing on my birthday. Okay, so first I want to have an overall chat about how I think this no-buy is going. Well, it actually has just begun, and because it was my birthday now really early in the no-buy, I don't even feel that the no-buy has properly started. At least it has not been hard yet. Yeah, May really didn't feel that much like a no-buy month, and then April, which was the first month of the no-buy, really felt like a relief that I don't need to be looking for new things and I don't need to buy anything, and that I don't have guilt over spending money on something that I didn't really need or necessarily even want. And then became May, and I was thinking about my birthday and I got the gifts, what I got for myself and what I got for my husband. I already got those in May, so it didn't feel that much like a no-buy. I was first kind of worried. I wasn't sure if it is a good or a bad thing that my birthday came so early in the no-buy, but I actually think it was a good thing because there was a couple of things that were really haunting me that I didn't get them before my no-buy. So now was my chance to get them. But while there are some other products on my wish list, there's nothing urgent. I feel I have now everything that I need for a while, and my next chance to get something is on Black Friday. But in general I will say I feel really good about this system right now. I'm sure somebody else might say that this is not even a no-buy because I'm allowing myself to sometimes buy something that is a non-replacement product, like now I have gotten something for my birthday. However, for me the point with this no-buy right now is not to never buy anything at all. It's not even that much to downsize my collection, except maybe in a couple of areas like lip products and perfume are kind of like the categories that are currently a little bit larger what I would prefer. Other than that, I don't have any issues about the size of my makeup collection, so it's not really even about that, like it was maybe when I very first went on a no-buy back in 2019. The point of me doing this no-buy right now is to find a way of shopping that is sustainable for me. And what I mean by that is that I don't overconsume, I don't make impulse purchases, and also I want to find a way of shopping that is sustainable for my finances, because I don't think it's a really responsible thing to do to spend all of my extra money to cosmetics. That is what I used to do back in the days, and that is absolutely not what I want to do these days. So I do want to be really mindful about the cost of the products that I buy. That's also why I do have such a small replacement budget per month. Maybe one day I will be financially in a position where I don't need to think about the cost of makeup, but that's currently not the case. And while I maybe could spend more money on beauty replacements, I don't want to do that, because that is going to be away from other things that I just think are more important for me at this point of my life. So yeah, totally one point of this no buy currently is to save some money. But also, as I said, to find a way of shopping that is sustainable, and I do feel that this system right now works really well. We will see as time goes on from now if it gets harder or if it doesn't really get hard at all. I will film a chatty get ready with me where I will give you kind of like a life update. We have some big changes coming in our life, and I do still have my studies going on, and most likely I will be pretty busy for the next 6 months or so, or next few years. I don't know. There's a lot of things right now that are kind of like unsure, but in near future at least I probably will be quite busy, so maybe I won't even have that much time to think about any purchases, or maybe I will have some temptations. Time will tell. But right now at least I feel really good about this no buy. I'm really committed to it, and yeah, I'm excited to continue it. Okay, but now that the more chatty and reflective part of the update is done, let's now go to my birthday haul. I did share with you the items that were on my wish list in the 1 month no buy update video, and one of the items from the wish list I ended up getting for myself, and then a couple of other things because the budget was not full. And then my husband got me one of the things from the wish list, and then I got something completely different from my mom and from my sister. So I'm going to share all of the things that I got right now. So the item that I ended up buying for myself is the So All Matte Everything 16 matte eyeshadow palette. So this one is a neutral matte eyeshadow palette, really basic. A lot of people would say that it is so boring, but this is just perfect matte eyeshadow palette for me. So my eyeshadow collection is pretty small. I had to declutter a lot of old eyeshadows in really good basic matte neutral colors last fall because they were really old and some of the eyeshadows were starting to cause me a reaction. And that was for me the point when I realized that using expired eyeshadow is not worth it. I didn't want to risk it any further, so I decided to declutter everything that was old and expired. But after that declutter, unfortunately, I didn't have all of the basic mattes that I needed in my collection. I do have some mattes in some palettes, but I feel they either lean a little bit too much on the orange side, or then a little bit too cool and ashy, or then they're just like overall a little bit too dark. That's an issue for me often with eyeshadow palettes, that the tones just go a little bit too dark, because I do have a light skin tone and these days I do prefer to keep the eyeshadow look really light. So I just felt that those basic mattes are missing from my collection. So I wanted to get an all matte eyeshadow palette with neutral colors, and this one is just perfect. The tones are exactly what I wanted. So it's different tones of beiges, but none of them pull too much on the orange side or too much on the ashy side. They're pretty neutral, but it's still nice variety. Yes, some of them are extremely similar, maybe a little bit repetitive, but I don't mind because I know I will be getting a ton use out of this. Also, I will say that the lighter shades here are light enough for me to use as a highlight. use as a brightening lid shade. Overall, I will say that this palette leans really light. As I said, the lighter shades are light enough for me to be a highlight. And then when it comes to the beiges, a lot of them are kind of like light. And then even the darker shades in this palette, apart from the black, are not really that dark, like the browns. I wouldn't say this palette is super pigmented. Sure, I can build them up a little bit, but I don't think they are packed with a lot of pigment. And I do prefer it that way, because so easily with really pigmented mattes, I will just get too dark of an eyeshadow look, and that's not what I want. So I will say this palette probably wouldn't work on someone with darker skin tone, but on my fair to light skin tone, I do think this is great. So I'm really happy I got this palette, and I have already gotten some use out of it. Today I used this, the most cool toned matte here. On my brows. This is not an eyeshadow that I would really use on my eyes. I don't think these really cool and ashy tones look really flattering on my skin. But on my brows it's great. But then the eyeshadows that I have used today on my eyes are this kind of like a little bit skin tone-ish beigey cream I have used on my lid. Then I have used in my crease at least maybe this shade and this shade to darken the look, maybe. I'm not even sure, but yeah, this is just such a perfect palette that I feel was lacking from my collection. And this one was 24 euros. It was on sale. I got this from Notino. I also got there some replacement products, but those I'm going to share with you in the next no buy update video, as I said. But the retail price of this one was 30 euros and it was now on sale for 24. So because of that, there was still money left in my budget. So what I ended up getting with that is some perfume samples. So my husband got me a perfume from my wishlist, and I ordered the perfume myself, but he paid for it obviously. But I got the perfume from saud.it, which is an Italian online store selling Arabic fragrances, and what is great about that website is that you can get both full-size perfumes and samples. So I have ordered from there a couple of times and I really do enjoy their website. So I got some perfume samples with the remaining budget. Now I don't think I'm going to go over what these samples are in this video because it will take quite a bit of time explaining all of them. So I will be rolling these into my project pan later, but yeah, with the remaining budget I got some perfume samples, and there's a couple of samples also that I got that are gift with purchase with my order. But now let's get into the gift that I got from my husband, and as I said, it is a perfume. So my husband got me the Rash Empire Victor perfume, and I am so happy about this. This one, from all of the products that were on my wish list, this one was the one that I wanted to get the most. The eyeshadow palette, I also wanted to get it, but that was more like a utilitarian product, something that I felt there is really a gap in my collection, like I just don't have those basic mattes. But also, is the eyeshadow palette something that I get really excited about? Not necessarily, but this perfume is absolutely something that I am super excited about. I will say the representation with the Arabic fragrances is very often, not always, but very often, it's so beautiful, and that's also the case with this one. So it comes in this sturdy, beautiful box. Then you open it and there is the fragrance, and this bottle is really heavy and luxurious, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So what the Empire Victor is a vanilla caramel gourmand with some lemon there. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. The base is really thick and sweet and delicious sort of vanilla. I absolutely do love it. I actually think it reminds me just really slightly of my absolute favorite perfume in my collection, which is the Kylie Vanilla Royal Sugar Patchouli. And in fact, the Empire Victor became right away my number 2 fragrance in my entire collection. The Kayali is still number 1. However, the Kayali is a more edgy vanilla. It's a little bit boozy, it's a little bit smoky, it has a little bit spices there. So it's not for everyone, and it's not necessarily for everyday wear unless you feel really edgy. And sometimes I do. I have totally worn this on my everyday basis too. But it is more for me something that I wear in weekends during fall and winter, or if it is a special occasion. It is a really warm and inviting vanilla, but it totally has some edge there that sometimes might feel too much on everyday. But I wanted to find something that has the same sweetness of vanilla, but is a little bit easier to wear on every day. And this is the Empire Victor. I think this is exactly what I was looking for. When I spray these two on, like I have compared them, when I spray them on and let them sit for a while, the vanilla there is pretty similar. It's in both, it is this sweet and dense vanilla, but the citruses and also some floral, I think it's jasmine that is in Empire Victor, I might be wrong though, but the citruses especially make this a little bit more fresh and easier for every day, and it is just absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh, I really fell in love with this fragrance, and I'm sure I will be wearing this a ton in fall. So yeah, this perfume is just stunning, and my perfume shopping has been a little bit out of control recently, like within the past year or so, and I have totally gotten some perfumes that I shouldn't have gotten, that I almost instantly regretted, and when I wear them I don't necessarily feel like myself. This is a fragrance that if I wear it, I totally feel like myself. But this is the way I want to feel about all of my perfumes. I just want to feel like me when wearing them. So yeah, I'm so happy about this. But let's move on. I'm now going to share with you the gifts that I got from my sister. My sister actually really often gifts me some skincare, which is really nice because I'm such a basic skincare girl myself. Like I do have pretty minimal skincare routines. I try to keep my routines effective, but it's still not too many steps. But my sister often gifts me some little bit more special products, which is nice because I wouldn't buy those things myself because I'm just a lazy and basic skincare user. But these are the products that I got from her. So let's see what I got. A hyaluronic acid sheet mask. Then I got also some serums that apparently have hyaluronic acid. Not sure if they have something else, but she said these serums are really nice. And then there's some sort of a lip product, lip essence. And then also a mask from Glam Glow. So yeah, I probably also will roll in some of my skincare products, these and some others that I have gotten earlier, to my project pan in the next update. I don't know when I'm going to film it. I do have a bunch of videos that I need to film, but yeah, I totally will start to need including more skincare into the project. And then last but not least, let's talk about the gift that I got from my mom. So she wanted to buy me a piece of jewelry, or that I could buy the jewelry and she would give the money. I decided to get a pair of earrings. Earrings is really for me the most exciting piece of jewelry. I feel otherwise I'm a really basic jewelry wearer, and even with earrings I don't like anything that is too extra. But you know, I don't wear any other rings except my wedding and engagement ring. I don't wear any bracelets because I'm always wearing a watch, and then if I had a bracelet in the another arm wrist it would feel just a little bit too extra. Then I rarely wear necklace. I do have one that I sometimes wear, but I rarely wear that. But what I like to wear the most are earrings. Now I'm just wearing really basic ones, but earrings is the jewelry that I like to play with. And I was feeling that what is lacking from my collection is a little bit more edgy pair of earrings that is still not too large. When I want to wear a little bit nicer pair, and with nicer I don't mean that diamonds and pure gold, I don't have money for that kind of jewelry. I just want my jewelry to look nice and hold the test of time. So I don't like to buy any fast fashion earrings necessarily, but at the same time I'm not going to buy anything from like an actual jewelry store that is really expensive, like hundreds of euros. But if I want to wear a pair of a little bit nicer earrings, I do have these that are bought from a jewelry store from Lindos Road. These are maybe a little bit more kind of like romantic vibes, and sometimes I have felt that what is lacking from my collection is a pair that has a little bit more edge to them. So I had an idea of a pair of earrings that I would want to get, and I found ones from online. I ended up ordering these from Stockman. It is a store here in Finland, and they also do have an online store. So I ordered these from their online store. So they are these gold-plated earrings with this kind of like diamond spike thing. They are really difficult to show you right now, so I'm going to show you a picture of a model wearing these. So these are exactly what I think was lacking from my collection. I didn't want to wear these today because I think they would have kind of like conflicted with my dress, because I do have this little bit more soft and romantic dress, so maybe this would have been too much. But I will say that once we get past this midsummer time, so once we get to July and once the nights start getting a little bit darker, I will start feeling like I want to dress a little bit edgier, and these earrings are just perfect because they're not too large. I don't like earrings that are really heavy and drag my ear down, so these are a little bit smaller, but they're still a little bit edgier, and I really do love these. These are so beautiful. I'm sure I will get a ton wear out of these. But yeah, those are really all of the gifts that I got for my birthday, so thank you for anyone that gifted anything to me. Not that I think that anyone, my mom, my sister or my husband is going to watch this video, but if you happen to, thank you. I'm really grateful for all of the presents. Okay, but that is really everything for this update video. As I said, it's a really late one, so because of that I didn't want to talk about the beauty replacements that I made in May or the clothing purchases that I made in May in this video. I'm going to share those with you in the June video. Also, I want to ask you that are still watching. I got back to my old job in a clothing store now in June. And June happened to be a work clothes month, meaning that I got clothes for 70 euros. And it's not really a free gift or PR or anything like that. It is actually a job benefit. It is the sort of benefit that I need to pay income tax for. But I did get the clothes, and I just picked some really basic pieces that for sure at some point you will see me wearing. But I want to ask you if you want me to share those pieces of clothing that I ended up getting, and while they are work clothes I can totally wear them other than in work too, so yeah, just so that you're not confused. And yeah, another thing that I mentioned somewhere in the video is that I will be filming a Chatty Get Ready With Me video where I will give you a live update. I will do that at some point, probably in July. I have just been busier than I expected even now in June, although I thought it's going to get easier since I changed jobs, but it really didn't. I'm still really busy with my studies and everything that is going on in my life. But I will film a Chatty Get Ready With Me explaining things a little bit further. That's really everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye.